My name is Harper. I stayed late at the office again, partly because of deadlines, partly because the quiet helped me think. The open floor was dim except for the glow of a few desk lamps. Most people had gone home hours ago. The only sounds were the hum of air conditioning and the soft tapping of my keyboard. Then I heard footsteps. I looked up, and there she was. Elena, holding a stack of reports against her chest, her dark hair falling loosely over her blazer. She looked surprised to see me still there. "You're here too?" she asked, her voice warm but tired. I nodded. "Couldn't focus earlier. You?" She sighed. "Same. This place is calmer after hours." She sat at the desk across from mine, turning on her little lamp. The warm light hit her face softly, outlining her cheekbones, her lashes, the quiet exhaustion in her eyes. She looked different in the low light, gentler somehow. For a few minutes, we both worked in silence, but the silence wasn't empty. It was shared. At some point, Elena looked up from her screen, resting her chin on her hand. "You always stay late," she said. "I notice it a lot." I felt a small flutter in my chest. "You notice?" She smiled. A small, soft smile that felt like it was meant only for me. "I do. You make this place feel less lonely." I didn't know what to say. The honesty in her tone caught me off guard. Warm, quiet, careful. She stood to stretch and walked around to my side of the office. "Mind if I sit here?" she asked. I shook my head, trying not to overthink why my heartbeat suddenly changed its rhythm. She pulled up a chair next to me, close enough that I could smell her perfume. Something light, clean, like jasmine and warm paper. "What are you working on?" she asked, leaning slightly toward my screen. I explained, but I barely heard myself. I was too focused on the way her arm brushed mine, the soft warmth radiating from her body, the glow of the lamp reflecting in her eyes. At one point, she laughed quietly at something I said, a genuine laugh, warm and unguarded. And in that tiny sound, something shifted. The office felt smaller, softer, almost intimate. When she looked at me again, her eyes held something I couldn't quite name yet, but it felt like the beginning of something neither of us expected to find here. The night grew deeper outside, the city lights flickering through the large office windows. Inside, only our little island of warm light remained. 2 desks, 2 computers, and 2 people who suddenly didn't feel like co-workers anymore. Elena leaned back in her chair, rubbing her eyes gently. "I swear, this place drains me," she said, "but sitting here with you feels different." Her voice was soft, almost shy. I looked at her. Different good or different bad? A hint of a smile tugged at her lips. Good. Too good, maybe. Her honesty hit me again, warm and disarming. I turned off my monitor. She mirrored me a second later, as if deciding she didn't want the moment to end. "Do you ever feel like you're living 2 separate lives?" she asked suddenly. I blinked. "What do you mean?" She shrugged lightly. "The life everyone sees, and the one you keep quiet, the one that feels more like you." I felt that, deeply. "Yes," I whispered. She looked relieved, as if she hadn't expected me to understand. Elena pulled her chair even closer, until her knee brushed mine. Not accidentally this time. Her voice lowered. "Sometimes I think I'm only myself when I stay late, when the office is empty, when it's just us." Something tightened softly in my chest. "Harper," she said, my name almost a whisper. "I don't know why, but every time I'm near you, I feel lighter." She exhaled, her breath trembling just a little. "I didn't come back to finish reports tonight. I think I came back because I knew you'd still be here." The world seemed to pause, the hum of the AC, the distant traffic, even my breathing. Nothing moved except the warmth settling between us. I swallowed. Elena. She met my gaze. Steady, brave, vulnerable. We don't have to label anything, she said softly, but I don't want to pretend this isn't happening. Her hand drifted toward mine on the desk, slow, hesitant, until her fingers brushed the back of my hand. Not a grab, not a hold, just a touch full of quiet honesty. I turned my hand slowly, letting my fingers slip against hers. She inhaled sharply, a tiny sound, but full of meaning. We sat like that, two women in an empty office, holding nothing but a moment too warm to ignore. And as the city lights flickered in the window, I realized this wasn't just a late-night shift. It was the start of something real, something neither of us had expected to find here, under fluorescent lamps and paperwork, but something we both silently welcomed.